Hi y'all, welcome to the 3P Homestead. My name's Stacy if you're new here, and today we're going to be talking about the third P in the 3Ps, and that is protecting yourself and the ones you love. So today we're going to talk about emergency plans for your family. We're going to talk about two types of plans. The first one is if an intruder comes into your house, what do you do? So we're going to make a plan for that. And the second type of plan that we're going to make is a disaster type of emergency plan. So deciding whether to stay or to evacuate and what that looks like and what you'll need. So I'm going to discuss some recommendations. Sorry if you hear the dogs barking. I'm going to discuss some recommendations today, but ultimately these things are very specific to you and your family and your house and your location for that matter. So take these recommendations and then make them specific for you and your family. All right, so the first plan we're going to talk about is if an intruder comes into your home, what are you going to do? So the ultimate goal is to stay safe, right? The average response time of police forces across America, the average across America, is 4 to 5 minutes. Okay, that's a long time to sit and hide. So it can feel like forever, but you need to have a plan if you're going to hide or if you're going to protect and defend. Okay, generally, if it's an out in the open type of attack, if everybody's awake and they come in through the door, those attacks usually happen within 3 to 5 seconds. So you need to have a plan. Okay, get ready for both scenarios. Prepare to defend or prepare to hide. Okay. The first thing you want to do is make a list. Get some paper, start with the list, sit down and talk through these things with your family. Okay. What is the layout of your house? What are the safe and secure places to hide? Do you have closets that are kind of centrally located in the house that have no windows? Maybe they have more of a fortified door to them. Are there some closets upstairs that it would take a long time for someone who's trying to rush in and cause harm or steal things? It would take a while for them to find. Are those going to be your safe hiding places? Okay, and then figure out where your danger areas are. If someone kicks in your front door, do you have pepper spray or weapons or something staged near that area that you can defend yourself with? Back doors, sliding glass doors, where are the danger areas and what do you need to do to fortify those areas? Okay, sit down with your family again, figure out who can do what in a situation. Do you have older kids that can help younger kids get to a hiding place? Do you have someone that is calm in these kinds? I mean, nobody's going to be really calm, but handles stress better than others, I guess is a good way to put it, and can call 911. Okay, so figure out who's going to do what in a situation and talk about multiple situations. Are there multiple intruders? Is it daytime? Is it nighttime? Just run through different scenarios with the family and figure out who is going to do what at what time. Okay, and then talk about your defenses. Are you going to have weapons in the home used to defend? Are you going to have industrial pepper spray, those big cans that you can get that you can mount to the wall like behind a door? Figure out what those types of defenses are, where they're going to be placed, who can use them, who cannot. Practice with them if possible. So what are the defense tools? I interrupt this video for an important safety message. Please follow all safety rules while practicing your emergency plans. If using firearms, make sure each one is unloaded, have another person verify. Keep your ammo in a completely different room altogether. Make sure that if you're practicing with other tools such as pepper spray, you are not actually putting your finger on the trigger. So that's part of your list as well. And then you need to make a communications plan. Who is going to call who? If it's during the day and only your teenage child is home after school, who are they going to call? Are they going to hide? Are they going to run? Are they going to go to the neighbors? Are they going to call, after they call 911? Are they going to call you? Are they going to call grandma? Who's closer? Those kinds of things. Talk through those variables with everybody. This can happen at any time. Home intrusions can happen daytime, nighttime. It doesn't matter. So practice all of them. Talk about all of them. I can't stress enough, you have to practice, okay? You have to talk about the different things that could happen and go through them. Practice with every family member, even the little ones, okay? Fortify your house. I did a video last week on a home security checklist. I'll link that for you. So check that out. Watch that and evaluate where your weak spots are. We talked about, figuring out where your danger areas are, figure out where your weak spots are, where people can get in. And then again, decide how to defend and practice, practice, practice. The next thing we're going to talk about is a disaster type emergency plan. Now, this is just kind of a basic overview. We'll talk more in the weeks to come about certain supplies that are needed, things you would put in your car versus things you would leave in your house. And so this is just kind of a basic intro overview on stay, evacuate, what do we need? So please consider subscribing so that those future videos that we talk about will be useful for you and you'll get notified of those. Make sure you click that bell. We're going to talk about my emergency prep closet that I have and what's in it. It needs to be reorganized, so maybe I'll bring you along on that journey as well. But we need to decide in certain situations, are we going to stay in our home and kind of, secure the area and just, bug in, as they call it, or is it time to bug out or evacuate? Have a family meeting again, make a chart. So what I've made, and we have hanging in our kind of what I call our emergency prep closet, it's our understair storage, is a list of scenarios. So this is just a starting point. So you need to make a list of scenarios where you leave, where you evacuate, and where you stay. And you're going to talk through these things with your family. So, here we have hurricanes. Every once in a while we'll get a tornado watch. So those types of things can be both. They can be in your stay in and hunker down and get in the storm closet, or it could be we've got plenty of time. The hurricane is coming. It's huge. It's going to flood. Let's get our stuff and get to safety. So there are things that can be in both columns. So figure out what those are. Make a list. Is there going to be, talk through things like EMPs. EMPs will wipe everything out, the phones, the electricity, anything electronic. So you'll know that that's what it is because nothing will work. Cars, phones, no electricity whatsoever. So make a plan. If someone's at work during that, they need to know what that looks like and how to get home. So in addition to that scenario list, I've made kind of an event flow chart, okay? So the event occurs, whatever that event might have been, and you've talked through those. Now, are we all at home? No. Okay, so what do we do now? Now we need to figure out who needs to get home and how they're gonna do that. Are we all at home? Yes. Are we staying or are we going? So these kinds of charts on who's where, and how you're gonna get there. I don't know if you can read my chicken scratch here, but set a timer. Are we all at home after this event? No. Okay, well then everybody knows that if it's doable, everybody needs to head home. So we kind of set a timer. Okay, everybody that is in our household works and goes to school very close, within 2 miles. So set a timer for an hour. And if they're not here by then, okay, now we need to figure out what we're going to do to go get them. Okay, so make those kinds of emergency plans. Are we evacuating? Okay, so now everybody needs to get home. We need to notify everybody to get home. We're loading up things. We're getting out of Dodge. Okay, and where are we going to go? So here I have even some scenarios here. Where's the storm coming from? Where's the threat coming from? So are we going east, west, north, south? And I've got a few ideas listed of where we would head. And everybody knows these locations so that if something disastrous and gigantic happens, we know where our meeting points are. Okay, so we've talked through all of these things. And you need to do refreshers. Things change, people get older, people move, in closer or out of town. So these things will be a revolving discussion. There will be updates that need to happen. And then if we're going to evacuate, on my clipboard as well, I have an evacuation plan and roles assigned. So Connor's going to do these things, Jody's going to do these things, then together when those are done, they're going to do this. Husband and I are going to do these things, and then after that we're all going to do this, and we're going to get out of here. So this is like an evacuation plan. We've got dogs covered here, we've got our defense things covered, getting our food, we've got our, pack a quick little bag of clothes, so make one of these as well, go through it with the family. So that's kind of the overview I wanted to give you today on stay or go, evacuation or bug in, and then of course, the intruder safety plan as well. I hope you found some of this a little bit helpful. I hope that it inspires you to get together with your family and start talking about these things. It doesn't have to be super formal at first. Just start the discussion. Start those open discussions with your family and figure out a plan. So please subscribe. Give me a thumbs up if you thought it was useful. More info to come in the coming weeks on what supplies might be needed for these types of situations. Hope you all have a good day.